So we have the H2C, but now they're coming out with the X2D. Let's talk about it. There's been a lot of chatter online about the X2D. If you didn't see Bambu's latest announcement, they have now an X2D. This is a dual nozzle on their X platform, but what's interesting is it is significantly smaller than the other printers in their H series.
Him too afraid to get out. He just a little guy.
And some of the biggest talking points have been about that nobody wanted this printer. And I don't think that's necessarily true. Now, obviously, I don't have one. I would love to be able to get a hold of one because I have some interesting thoughts about this printer. Now, I don't actually think this is a misstep by Bambu the way a lot of people online are thinking. I think people forget that their applications for 3D printers are not everyone's applications for 3D printers. I think people also forget that just because it's on the internet doesn't mean it's true. I know, I'm saying that, I'm on the internet, but listen to me, what I'm saying is true.
Right.
What I mean by that is just because you see a lot of chatter about a printer or a printer company doesn't necessarily mean that's reflective of that company or that printer. In the past, the K2 Plus was something that you saw a lot of chatter about that was a very bad printer. I own 12 of them and they all work fine. They have their quirks, but that doesn't mean that I wouldn't recommend people buying those. Even take me and my channel, for example. I talked about the H2S and I really was not having a good time with it. I did finally figure out what was happening with it, and now it's printing like a dream, and I love it again.
You love me. You really love me.
But the X2D is kind of being marketed as an affordable dual head nozzle, and that's exactly what it is. Now, yes, we're going back down to the 256 cubed build plate version, and when you use both nozzles, we're only getting down to 236, 235, I believe, which 235 is back to the old Ender days, but that's a little bit bigger. But still, there's a lot of people that just because of that fact, they're like, who wanted this printer? Nobody wanted this printer. Of course, it's only half as much money. It's half the printer. Yeah. I think that's part of the point. I think we need to remember that not everybody is like me and has giant racks of printers in a basement where they can put as many printers as they want. Some people also don't have homes where they can put a printer in a spare room or on a spare counter. There are people who would love to get into 3D printing that don't have the room, and so a printer like this, which is a smaller footprint with a dual nozzle extrusion, is actually really awesome. Now, this brings me to another conversation that I had. I was talking to a buddy of mine who works in a field where he works with a lot of engineers. In fact, he messes around with lasers and diodes and a bunch of other software things, and he has a bunch of his other coworkers that work on a lot of engineering things. And they got ecstatic about this printer because it can be their literal desktop prototyping printer. Now, yes, the nozzle only gets up to 300 degrees Celsius, which means you can't do the top of the line, super crazy, I mean like super top of the line engineering materials. But he was expressing that what's cool is they don't do that for their prototyping. They have industrial printers for engineering, and that's the way everyone kind of should be. I think we should stop holding desktop or like home printers to an engineering standard, but that's a whole other complaint that I have about people's attitudes towards 3D printing. But for him, he said they are already ready to buy these because they're going to put them literally next to their desk. They're going to send their prototypes in like consumer grade engineering materials. They're going to be able to have it print, and they're going to be able to grab it and go right from their desktop because it's small enough to stay there. And that's the thing. I think this is actually a printer that a lot of people are looking for. There's a lot of people that were looking to get into the dual nozzle extrusion side of 3D printing and be able to explore that, but they didn't have the funds or the space to be able to do that. Now, yes, I do agree with some of the criticism online when it comes to like business owners, people like me. I don't know that I would want an army of these necessarily. I would rather just save up and get an H2C and call it a day. But like, I'm not everybody. Business owners aren't everybody who's buying a 3D printer. In fact, this might be on the list now if I can get a hold of one and review it and kind of see it. This might be on the list of what printer should I get to start. I don't think think the X2D was nearly the miss that it's being perceived online with. I also don't think it's the greatest thing since sliced bread. I'm kind of in this middle ground where I can see where it would be a good thing for people to have, and it would be applicable for a lot of people, not necessarily everybody, but a lot of people. Because again, we are getting to the realm of 300 degrees Celsius for a nozzle, so you can do, again, those more consumer-based engineering materials, and you're going to be able to get the speed, the quality, and the precision out of a bamboo printer on a smaller footprint. I do think we've been spoiled in a world where we have printers coming out at minimum at 270 or 300 or 350. I mean, there are awesome big prints out there, but again, not everybody is looking to do giant prints. Some people just want to make their accessories like this dice tower from KE Creations, and they just want to be able to just have fun with their hobby. In fact, for me personally, a lot of people that I talk to, when they ask me which printer they should buy in like my life, they're always talking about making miniatures and things like that. And I don't even tell them to get FDM printers. I point them in resin printing directions. And again, part of that is just because we see a lot of things online. There's a lot of people like myself who make, you know, cosplay things like this Red Ranger helmet that I made. But here's the funny part about this helmet. This would fit on the X2D in parts because you have the front and the back here, but this would fit. I measured it, I put it in the slicer, this would still fit. So you can still do these fancy cosplay things that you want to 3D print and finish yourself. No, you can't do an entire chest piece in one print, but also most of these printers can't either. You need even bigger printers for that. All of this to say, yes, there is going to be a link to buy this in my description because I think this is a printer for a certain group of people. And if you're one of those people who could really benefit from using this printer, I really think you should buy it. I mean, again, I have loved the H2C. The Vortex system alone has put me on a path of confidence with Bambu that I wasn't expecting to be on. I was really intimidated by the Vortex system. I was scared of all the moving pieces, but I think it is an absolutely incredible system, and it is a very different system than a traditional tool head changer, and I don't think that's a bad thing. But I would be really curious about what your guys' thoughts about the X2D are. Do you think I should try to get a hold of one? Do you think if Bambu won't send me one, should I just buy one and try it out? I don't know, maybe that would be fun. I'm running out of room very rapidly. I'm curious what your guys' complaints are or what you think the positives are. Do you agree with what I've been saying? Make sure you leave that in the comment down below. And hey, as always, thank you so much for joining me. Please subscribe and like the video and hit the bell icon because it really helps the channel out and move forward. And just as a reminder, if you guys didn't see this video right here, I actually don't know how to do these pop-ups. I'm gonna find it out as I go. But if it pops up here, I am running a contest and all the stuff is going to be on the description below. I'm really trying to boost up my Facebook page. I'm not supposed to say that, so I'm not boosting up my Facebook page. But if you go there, you'll see the links to it. Please like my Facebook page, it would be really great. But personally, I am actually more excited for the X2D than I initially thought I was when I first saw it. It took a little bit of time to actually think about it and realize that I am excited for this printer. I'm excited that Bambu is offering a more entry-level dual extrusion nozzle printer for people who don't know if they even want to get into 3D printing or people who don't have the space but they've wanted to get into 3D printing. I think it is a step up from the A series, and I think it is a great option for people who want to do things like the A series, but in an enclosed format with dual extrusion nozzle. Other quick thing, as I am headed to Rocky Mountain Rep Rap Festival out in Colorado this weekend. So if one of you guys who are watching this happen to be there, come by and come see me because I am making a maker coin of my stuff. This isn't the one, this is a test one, so we're just gonna get rid of that. But I'm making some maker coins that I'm gonna be able to hand out to people who want them. So please come by, try to find me, see me. I'm actually gonna be with Snapmaker and we're gonna be having a good time. So yeah, anyways, I'm basically Bensky. Mistakes make magic, baby.